It's perhaps the most long-standing element of U.S. counter-terrorism strategy. America does not negotiate with terrorists, at least it was until yesterday, because yesterday, in an announcement from the White House, President Obama threw that tradition overboard. Of course, before he did so, he claimed that he wasn't.
I am reaffirming that the United States government will not make concessions, such as paying ransom, to terrorist groups holding American hostages. And I know this can be a subject of significant public debate. It's a difficult and emotional issue, especially for the families.
Eloquent words joined to a moral message, but as is usually the case with President Obama, to get the facts of what he's proposing, you have to read deep between the lines. So let's do that. Consider the president's declaration that U.S. government officials will now be getting on the phone to speak to terrorists.
Our policy does not prevent communication with hostage takers by our government, the families of hostages, or third parties who help these families. And when appropriate, our government may assist these families and private efforts in those communications.
Quote, assist families in those communications. It sounds so neutral, it sounds so decent, but think about what that actually means. It means the U.S. government will facilitate negotiations between terrorist groups and U.S. citizens. It means the U.S. government will become a direct party to those negotiations, and by extension, the U.S. government will thus be negotiating with terrorists. Still, the president insists the moral case for his action is clear.
My message to their families who long to hold them once more is that the United States of America will never stop working to reunite you with your family.
This new strategy fuels the risk that more and more terrorists will come to believe ISIS's strategy has worked. It feeds the notion that if you capture, torture, parade, behead, and desecrate Western hostages, America might just yield. Where the U.S.'s resolve is seen as malleable, the enemy is encouraged to double down. And this isn't just a hypothetical threat. Consider that in recent years, far more Europeans than Americans have been captured by groups like Al-Qaeda. Why? Because these groups know that Europeans equal bags of hard cash. Look, I cannot understand the sadness and fear families of hostages face. I get that the moral questions involved here, whether a family should be denied the support to save a loved one, are neither easy nor simple. But however tragic, ransom payments endanger many more innocents than they save, because ransom payments threaten the security of all innocents around the world. It's not just about us. It's also about those who suffer from the money that ransom payments generate. It's about the bombs that the money is used to build. It's about the innocent lives that cold cash helps to end. President Obama might think he's made a courageous moral choice. In fact, he's done just the opposite.
Thank you.